Alright, the Night King is a magical supervillain with a huge army of ice zombies and an ice dragon, and they crash into the soldiers of Winterfell, killing everyone, except all those who survive, and eventually breaching the castle. But then Arya jumps out of nowhere and saves the day, and that's the end of that. Ugh. So, without Arya, the humans would have been wiped out, right? Wrong. Today, I'll give you 8 reasons why the Night King would have suffered a major defeat if only the humans didn't have their hands tied behind their backs by the showrunners. Let's add some common sense to the battle. After all, some of the heroes are seasoned veterans. Number 8. Their actual battle plan is for the ice zombies to kill everyone and breach the walls in order for the Night King to personally come for Bran, at which point they'll use a dragon to torch the Night King, which should then kill all the ice zombies as well. But why would the Night King do that? Even if he absolutely had to kill Bran personally, he would first eliminate all threats, especially dragons, if they could actually kill him, which it turns out they can't. Lol. And why does everyone need to die for this plan to work? How about everyone stays inside or behind the castle and they send out Bran as a deceptive peace offering? Here, take Bran and leave us alone. And when the Night King personally comes for Bran, a dragon pops out and torches him. This has the exact same chance of success, but no one needs to die. And if it fails, you've still got plenty of options, like having a team of heroes and a small force hidden somewhere to strike at the Night King while everyone else keeps the ice zombies and the Night King's attention occupied. Number 7. The lack of light instantly stood out in the very first scenes as something completely unthinkable. They knew they were being attacked before dawn, and they certainly know humans don't fight well in the dark. The whole battlefield would have been lit up with torches, at least enough to see the enemy coming, and the Unsullied would certainly carry torches in their formations. You can't fight what you can't see, so turn up the light. By the way, you also can't enjoy what you can't see. Number 6. Like any other cavalry, the Dothraki would have been kept in reserve to be used to break up the enemy's lines with a shocking force of charging horses. Now, whether or not this works with ice zombies is an open question, but leaving the castle you're defending and charging into an enemy without effective weapons, however, is certainly a bad move. They also knew that the Night King turns the dead into ice zombies. That's how he got his whole army. Having the Dothraki anywhere on the battlefield is only helping your enemy. And no, the Red Lady's fire doesn't count. They didn't know she was coming, nor that she could even do that, and unless the ice zombies are particularly flammable, it's not going to have much effect. However, her fire magic could be used to light up the battlefield. That would certainly be useful. Number 5. You never know what your enemy will do, nor how a battle will play out once it starts, which is why it's so important to have a commander who can make changes. And even if you don't make any changes, the exact moment to employ different parts of your strategy also depend on how the battle is going. Heroes in the field can't make such decisions because they're busy actually fighting the enemy, and don't know much about the battlefield besides their immediate surroundings. You also can't expect to be able to communicate important battle commands by just shouting. If you were allowed to defend Winterfell properly, you would have one commander in a safe location with some overview of the battlefield and lots of scouts and messengers running all over the place carrying important status reports and commands. Number 4. They know the Night King has an ice dragon because of the attack on the wall, but they also know that you can shoot huge arrows at dragons ever since one of their own dragons got wounded fighting against the Lannisters. This is a technology they would have already been tinkering with. But the humans also have a dragon, 2 in fact, and archers, and Obsidian. Even without a scorpion, they would still have a significant advantage and plenty of options for dealing with an ice dragon. Number 3. The fact that your dead soldiers can become ice zombies is well known to the humans and would have a huge effect on the battle strategy. You would have some kind of plan for your dead. The Dothraki, with their horses, could easily deal with the heavy logistics of carrying all the dead bodies. You would certainly have multiple bonfires, both inside and outside the city walls, to burn bodies in, and also provide light. Additionally, these fires would be used to slow the advance of the ice zombies. It's true that burning human bodies isn't as easy as it seems though, but luckily we have 2 fire-breathing dragons. Also, it's obvious that the crypts are potentially dangerous. We're not certain, so we're not going to dig up the graves and burn the skeletons, but we will put a few men armed with obsidian there. Number 2. One of the absolutely most devastating units on a battlefield is a group of archers, especially if you can protect such a unit in a castle or on a wall. One of the biggest priorities when preparing to defend Winterfell would be to train and equip archers with obsidian-tipped arrows in order to fill the whole wall with them. Even the grounds inside the castle would have archers shooting out over the walls. You don't even need any accuracy. Simply raining wave after wave of obsidian-tipped arrows on the bulk of the ice zombies would thin their numbers significantly and make it much easier for the soldiers on the ground to defend. And finally, the number one reason why the humans would easily defend against the Night King is the fact that the ice zombies are super weak against obsidian, and the humans have plenty of obsidian. The ice zombies are magically reanimated dead and broken bodies. Their lack of fear makes them relentless, but broken bodies make them clumsy, and their lack of intelligence makes them fairly unskilled fighters. That means they're terribly easy to win against for any average soldier, except for the fact that the ice zombies can't die. But that changes when you get your hands on a whole mine of obsidian, because then a single hit will completely break the magic which drives them, and the rotting bodies will simply fall apart. With access to obsidian, the tide turns around completely, and suddenly the ice zombies become laughably weak. The Unsullied are extremely well-trained soldiers. You can simply have them form a shield wall and stab the ice zombies with their obsidian-tipped spears. Such a disciplined force would stand their ground and be just as relentless as the zombies. And although they would get tired and have to rotate the front line, the Unsullied would certainly pull it off. And they would have the Northerners back them up and deal with any ice zombies that slip through. But wait, how about putting obsidian on their shields? Then the ice zombies all die the instant they crash into the shield wall. Now it's not even a battle anymore. The humans have obsidian, the ice zombies are weak against it, and the Night King only has a dozen real fighters. This, together with all the other points, means there's no good reason for the humans to lose. The Night King is totally screwed and has no chance of winning. Yay! Bonus points for sticking to the end. Now's the time to subscribe to my channel for a new video every week. Hit that button now! Thanks.